What's going on, y'all? So it's a very heated debate. Well, not a heated debate, but it's entertaining nonetheless. Dwyane Wade, Paul Pierce. Who had the better career? Who was the better overall player? In my opinion, Dwyane Wade was the better overall player and had a better career than Paul Pierce. Now, this is not to say that Paul Pierce is a scrub, he was a bum, or say he was anything average. He wasn't average at all. Paul was a great player. He got 26,000 points. That's a lot of damn baskets. You got to tip your hat to somebody to get 26,000 points. That's a lot of buckets, baby. And he's an NBA champion, former NBA Finals MVP. Can't take that away from the man. But Dwyane Wade won a championship in his third year in the league. His third year in the league. Wade was, 23 at the time? Was killing dudes. And he put on one of the greatest NBA Finals performances I've ever seen with my own two eyes. If you had good vision, or even if you had so-so vision, you could see that Dwyane Wade was the best player on that basketball court in his third year in the finals against the Dallas Mavericks. And it wasn't even close. Nearly averaging 40 points a game, and they were down 2-0. In the 2-0 hole, most people thought that was the year that Dallas was going to ride off into the sunset. Dirk Nowitzki's stardom was going to peak. And Mark Cuban was going to get that championship he had been trying to assemble, by making those different moves that he had been making during the offseason. But Flash, Wade wasn't having it. And yes, you can say he had Shaquille O'Neal, but that was a much lesser version than the Shaq that we knew that was three-peating with the Lakers and that was dominating with the Orlando Magic. Shaq was he was a great addition, still averaging, 22 a game or something like that year. But during those finals, Dwyane Wade was the reason they won. And he was the reason they won point blank, period. He was killing Dallas, and there wasn't nothing they could do to stop him. But we're going to go through Paul Pierce and Dwyane Wade's accomplishments. Wade played 17 seasons. Paul Pierce played 19 seasons. In Wade's 17 seasons, he was an all-star for 13 of those years. So only 4 years he wasn't an all-star. Only in 4 years. Paul Pierce, out of the 19 seasons he played, he was an all-star 10 times. So there were 9 years where Paul Pierce wasn't an all-star. Dwyane Wade was an 8-time All-NBA. He was 8-time All-NBA. Paul Pierce was 4-time All-NBA. Dwyane Wade, of course, has 3 championships. 1 when he was the main guy at the helm, and 2 with LeBron James. Paul Pierce has 1 NBA title that he won when he formed the Big Three with Paul Pierce. Excuse me. When he formed the Big Three with Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen. Dwyane Wade was 2-time All-NBA First Team. Paul Pierce, 0 All-NBA First Team. Never was All-NBA First Team. Dwyane Wade was an 8-time All-NBA player. Paul Pierce, 4-time All-NBA player. Wade, 3-time All-Defensive Team. Paul Pierce, 0 All-Defensive Team. Dwyane Wade has 1 scoring title. Paul Pierce does not have 1. So that should really paint the picture of why Wade is a better overall player and had the better career. Now Wade only has 23,000 points or something like that. But again, a lot of times points is about longevity rather than the production. So that's why I don't get mad at people when they say, well, LeBron got more points than Mike, but Mike had more impactful years because he went 6-0. I don't get mad at that. It is what it is. LeBron is a much more, he has had a longer career than Michael Jordan. And he was more healthy than Michael Jordan during his career. But anyway, we're going to go back to this conversation. For one, Wade is a better player because Wade is the 3rd greatest shooting guard to ever play this game. Only behind Michael Jeffrey Jordan and Kobe Bean Bryant. Some people like to switch Wade and Allen Iverson. But I'm not, even though I love AI, for the simple fact that Wade won a championship when he was that guy in his 3rd year. His 3rd year, he won a chip. And it was, without question, he was that guy. And he was doing everything that they needed him to do to get up out of there and win that championship after being down 2-0. AI never won a championship, although he has the league MVP trophy over Wade. But I'm going to put AI at number 4 on a shooting guard list. Paul Pierce is not a top 5 small forward, in my opinion. He's not. So for that reason right there, Wade 3rd on the list at his position. Paul Pierce not top 5 in his position. Hey, that's the argument right there. This is the thing too. Paul was playing on solid teams with very good teams. That Boston Celtics team with him and Antoine Walker, they were putting up buckets, and they was giving the New Jersey Nets hell, but they could never get over the top. Could never get it done. And those were in Paul Pierce's prime years. And in his prime years, even though we were saying Paul was that guy, we never gave Paul that nod for him being like the best guy in the league. Like, I mean, Wade we never gave Wade the best player in the league nod either, but Wade was like top 3. I'm trying to think, was Paul top 3 ever? I don't know. But I know he didn't win in his prime, and Wade won in this, like really before Wade hit his prime, he won. Also, it was years when, after Antoine Walker left, where the Boston Celtics were horrible. Like, they were so bad. It was years when the Bulls played them, and the Bulls weren't good. We were mediocre. But when the Bulls were going to play the Celtics, I was marking that off as a W in the win column. I'm like, yo, we winning that game. Even though Paul Pierce was there, the truth, he was there. The Bulls was beating them with Michael Sweeney, Kurt Thomas, Othello Harrington, Chris Dwyane, Kirk Heinrich. You know, we killing them with guys like that. So that let me know. I'm like, nah, Paul. It was days we went to battle with Wade. Wade was not going. And he had Udonis Haslem in them with him. But Wade was he was simply, he was imposing his will on the Bulls players to get his team out of there. Specifically, I remember when Wade hit that shot, we went to double OT. 2-0 went to double overtime with Miami. And Wade hit that shot, and then he stood up on top of the announcer's table, the scorer's table, and was saying, "This my house. This my house." Moments like that. Wade seized the moment in plenty of them. And Paul, it was too many years that Boston was terrible after Twan left. And it was like they were a lottery team year for a couple of years until Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen got there. Now, he did win, but they should have won more than they did. They should have beat the Lakers that year when they lost to them in the finals. They could have beat the Lakers. They should have beat him, man. They should have beat them. James Posey did a hell of a job on Kobe. Kobe shot 6 of 24 in Game 7, and they still won the game. Ron Artest came alive and hit a big shot, too, a big 3 to give them that cushion to win that game. But the Boston Celtics should have won more than one title with those guys. Even though they were at the end, they were in their 30s, they were still great players. Kevin Garnett, Defensive Player of the Year. They should have beat the Lakers, man. They let Kobe and them get away with that. But anyway, this is another thing, too. Gabrielle Union is taking it a little too far for me. She's getting too caught up in her emotions. I understand Dwyane Wade is her husband. She loves him very much, supports him in everything he do. But Paul Pierce, I don't think it came from a hating aspect, even though sometimes Paul do be coming off like a little hater, sometimes a little salty. He's not a hater. Sometimes Paul come off salty sometimes, but I think he was just saying it to anybody would say they was a better player. Any guy that is a competitor would say, I was a better player than that guy. Here's the reasons why. So I'm not mad at him. I don't think he said it in a malicious manner to say he was better than Wade. I don't think it was just anything said to try to be, I guess, resentful or hateful towards Wade. Gabrielle Union took it that way and was like, basically, why can't two guys beat each other up? Why you got to pull one guy down and put yourself up? And it wasn't that deep. People have always been having debates about whose career was better. So why should it be anything different now just because Paul Pierce is a former player? And it's involving him, so of course he's going to speak on his own behalf. So it's like, man, it ain't that deep, man. And that's sometimes, because she's adding Paul Pierce. I don't know if she added him, but she spoke about him she really mentioned him on Twitter and everybody getting riled up. And that puts players in a bad position, because Wade probably don't even feel like that. He probably cool with it. He ain't even taking it serious. But his wife is speaking, and it looks like she could be speaking on Wade's behalf or speaking for him or speaking his thoughts. And that's probably far from true. I don't even think Wade even stunned that at all. But, sometimes players' wives can't be so quick to jump out and try to, create some type of scenario or some type of situation with former players because their husband is involved. Sometimes they should let their husband handle that because it can get out of hand sometimes when a person's wife is speaking about it and it can look like it's coming. It can look like his wife is expressing the sentiments of the husband. And it's probably not even true in this situation. So it's like when Ayesha Curry was coming at LeBron and stuff all on Twitter. And I'm looking like, Steph, you got to tell her, relax, chill out. Don't engage in this. You know, we can have fun. You can root for me. But don't put me in this situation. Don't put me in a conundrum with another player. And it ain't even that deep. We trying to play. We trying to win championships. But it ain't to the point where you got to throw shots at another player. Like, nah, man. It ain't that deep. And I think Gabrielle needs to calm down. She taking it a little too serious. It's not that serious at all. Individuals have always had debates about who's better, even players. It happens, man. I don't think it was said in any a malicious manner. And Paul Pierce gave all respect to Wade. No, Wade is a hell of a player. Had a great career. So it is what it is, man. But in my opinion, Wade is by far the better player than Paul Pierce. I'm out.